What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I want to talk about Safaree Samuels. I've spoken about him before, and Erica Mena. They've pretty much gone their separate ways, but it appears that Erica is still upset about something. You would think it has to do with the children, but for the most part, doesn't seem to. Even though she did put out a post to try to make it seem like he didn't want to be bothered with the children. But she seems more preoccupied with going back and forth with Safaree's newest girlfriend. Okay. Now, that's Safaree and Erica. And that's his newest girlfriend on the right. Her name is Kimbella Matos. Okay. And yes, she is part of the BBL community. Okay. I think the BBL community, I think they have their own community now. Okay, the BBL sisterhood. I haven't heard of her before, but you can tell she's been in these industry circles. Erica Mena has an issue with her. She wants to call her a prostitute. But then this particular female, Kimbella, she responds by calling Erica Mena a prostitute, selling herself to a soccer player in New York. Now, I don't know of any soccer teams in New York, maybe MLS team, MLS player. What is it, a European soccer player? We don't know. Okay. But apparently she's putting this out here because Erica called her a prostitute, and she wants to call Erica a prostitute in response. Listen, we know that these women, these surgeries don't pay for themselves, people. And it ain't just the OnlyFans money, because we know they're spending that up. I'm not here to say whether or not Erica Mena is out here selling herself, but when you're out here calling other women prostitutes, I'm gonna call them prostitutes. Okay, when you out here calling these particular heifers prostitutes, you might be talking about yourself. Okay, now let's get into this article here from Urban Isles. It says Erica Mena calls Safaree's new girlfriend Kimbella a prostitute. Okay, or I like to call them a prostitute. Erica Mena and Safaree's alleged new girlfriend are locked in a back and forth on IG. Kimbella, who is dating Love and Hip Hop star Safaree Samuels, is hitting back at his ex-wife Erica Mena, who called out her husband for telling their family business to a prostitute. First off, how would you know? Is this female getting on social media telling everybody? It seems that you would be more concerned with just making sure that the children are taken care of, not what conversations him and this female are having. And by the way, I don't think Safaree even posts this female. I could be wrong. Y'all correct me. But when I looked on his page recently, I didn't see him claiming her. So if he's not claiming her like that, why do you see her as such a threat? Is it because she does look like a carbon copy of you? Because both of y'all went to the same doctors. So maybe you feel like she's some sort of threat to you, that maybe he'll end up wifing her up, which I doubt. I don't think Safaree is trying to wife up any more women after Erica. But to me, you're putting this out here, you're making yourself a target, because she's getting clowned all over comment sections as a hypocrite. That's the funniest thing about what Erica is doing. While Erica did not initially name anyone, Kimbella, who was publicly dating Safaree, called out Erica and even spilled tea on the fellow Love and Hip Hop Atlanta cast member. On Instagram stories on Tuesday, Kimbella shared a direct post to Erica Mena, who she accused of selling her body to an unnamed New York soccer player. To a New York soccer player. Like, who could that be? Now, I looked it up. There is a New York City FC team. So there is a New York soccer team of the MLS, and I don't know if maybe she is dating one of the players. The salaries have gone up over the years in the MLS, so maybe she's made that trek to go out and date her MLS player. But what's being made about this is the fact that, it's being insinuated that Erica is selling herself. That Erica is possibly selling herself. Listen, nothing surprises me. Nothing at all surprises me. But what really would surprise me is how would the new girlfriend know? How would she know that Erica's out here possibly selling herself to this soccer player? And she knew exactly what city this person would be in and everything. So maybe she wanted Erica to know, yeah, we are talking. And what? Erica initially accused Safaree of bad-mouthing her to Kimbella, but she didn't call the model's name. Talking crazy about your baby mother to your prostitute, but you don't even know your kid's size is a weird flex. Be safe though, she wrote on Twitter. The tweet provoked a response from Kimbella, who called out Erica for constantly speaking on her. It's so funny how I never mention your stupid, uneducated ass in a good or bad way because we're both grown and on two different levels mentally, but money couldn't buy you new box, could it? She asked on Instagram. Well, it's bought both of you new bodies. I mean, you know, it seems like a lot of these Instagram chicks all looking the same. They going to Dr. Miami, they going to Dr. Atlanta, if there is one, Dr. Houston, if there is one, and they're all looking the same. That's why these dudes, you know, they can always find their preference because all these chicks are all out to look the same. So they're always gonna find their preference. Keep my name out of your mouth for someone who's constantly calling other women prostitutes. Meanwhile, you have slept with the whole industry though free and dogged out and was recently selling your own box to a whole soccer player in New York City. You want to discuss prostitution, she added. Again, be very interested to know how she knows that. Did Safaree drop a dime and tell her that she out here giving a box to a soccer player? That's the detail that would definitely need to be put out here, because that's a heck of a detail. Because we don't hear about these chicks hooking up with soccer players. We hear about them hooking up with NBA players, NFL players, even baseball players, but not the soccer players, man. She gonna give some of these other IG Instagram models, you know, some new ground to work with. She also accused Erica of being jealous of her. Jealousy is a serious disease. Kisses, get well soon, hun. She ended her message and took jabs at Erica for how her marriage ended with Safaree. Erica and Safaree got married in 2019, but within a year they started having problems. The issues continued after they had a daughter, as Safaree said he didn't want another child, while Erica accused him of cheating on her. They now have 2 children, Safaree and Legend. As for Kimbella, Erica Mena had named the model as the woman who was in the middle of her marriage last year. In the middle of her pregnancy with Legend, she has said that Safaree allegedly cheated on her with Kimbella and was out gallivanting while she was pregnant. In the meantime, Erica also responded to Kimbella, telling her she is not the only prostitute Safaree puts before his kids. In a lengthy post, she accused Kimbella of selling her body to get cosmetic surgery. And she also claimed that Kimbella is a child who she agreed to lend help through her friends to clear up her credit score after Safaree asked her for help. Erica Mena also accused the Instagram model of stalking her. Here is that you know so much about my whereabouts. How is it that you know so much about my whereabouts, Kimbella? Stalking me must be exhausting, especially since I actually work and don't have to beg to get my bills paid for. Yes, Safaree says that about you too, she dissed to the model. Well, you know, when you date these Instagram heifers, man, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be very expensive. They're used to certain things. They don't know how to do the regular everyday thing. They're used to everybody else doing it for them. And if you date one of these types of chicks, you need to be careful, man, because they're gonna be in your pockets a lot. It's gonna be very expensive to have these women, man. Yeah, it's fun to sleep with them. It's fun to be around them and have them on your arm as eye candy, but it's also gonna be very expensive, and it's gonna become problematic, as we can see. Because that's a lot of expensive cosmetic surgeries females had, man. How does she pay for it? Those are questions that need answers. A lot of these chicks who get these BBL surgeries are renting themselves out. Don't be fooled. Why do you think they get their bodies done? And I'm not saying that this particular chick is doing that, but she's putting it out here that Mena could be doing it. Erica's putting it out there that she's doing it. So let's say that if she is, that surgery still costs a lot, and they have to have maintenance as well. They might want to go and get more work done, because she might look different than this a year from now. And if I was Safaree, man, I would stop trying to deal with these type of women and deal with women who actually embrace their natural beauty. Because women who get those surgeries have a very superficial mentality that you're going to, that can ruin you. It really can. So let me say in the comment section, well, let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll see y'all on the next video.